Hey, this is Winker Reviews, and I'll be doing a video on Pet Sematary, starring Jason Clarke and John Lithgow, about a family that moves into an old house where a legendary pet cemetery is located near their property. And soon after their cat dies, they start to experience supernatural and very weird elements around the house. Now, I just want to start off by saying that I really was not looking forward to watching this. I almost even contemplated not watching it because just based off the trailer, and I didn't see the full trailer. I only saw maybe the first minute because usually trailers will give away so much of the movie. But just based on the little that I did see, it came off as a very generic jump scare infused cash grab of a remake. So I really did not have high expectations going to this. I never saw the original, so I didn't even really know what the plot was about. I knew it involved animals and something supernatural involving animals, but that was about it. So I kind of went into this cold. And I have to say, I was very pleasantly surprised. Now, there's a shot in the trailer where a truck drives by very quickly while the family is getting out of their car, and it's like this huge jump scare scene, and that was a very bad impression on me because that's why I thought that this was going to just be filled with cheap jump scares throughout. But those trucks that go past their house are very significant to the plot. I'm not going to give too much away because I don't want to risk spoiling it for everyone else. But those trucks really do play a huge part in this movie, and it's not just a cheap jump scare gimmick. I also thought the characters were pretty likable. I mean, it did take me a while to warm up to them. Like the first half of the movie is like just a huge build-up and introducing the characters and explaining what the pet cemetery is, which I think would be useful if you're not too familiar with the original movie like I was. So I personally did appreciate the fact that they did explain how the pet cemetery worked and how the story was going to build up. But I know that some people who did watch the original might find the first half very annoying and tedious. But for me personally, it was necessary for me because I was not familiar with the plot. I also thought there were some great suspense scenes. Like there was some like really creepy like imagery and build-up scenes, and you can really tell that the people that put this movie together really wanted to make a good movie. They didn't just want like a cheap, spooky, cash grab remake. They really did want to make this they really wanted to be creative and really creep the audience out, and that's something I really appreciate. And like I said before, the characters are pretty likable. I really like Jason Clarke, who plays the father. The wife is played by Amy Seimetz. I thought her acting was really great, and I really did sympathize with her. She has a very creepy backstory, but surprisingly, the movie doesn't really focus on her. She's more like a secondary character, despite her background. Jason Clarke actually has more screen time than her, even though he doesn't really have a backstory, which I thought was surprising because usually these types of movies, the female actress is the lead, like we follow her story, and we're the ones that are invested in the female character, while the dad is like a secondary background character. But the roles were reversed in this, which is something I don't really see nowadays. Like I said before, this was a pleasant surprise, and I give this a 7 out of 10. This is probably one of the best movies I've seen this year. Although that's just a personal opinion because I do see a lot of negative opinions on this. But I think it really depends on if you've already seen the original. If you've seen the original, then the first half of the movie is going to be kind of slow and tedious. But the second half is so much better. I think most people who watch this are really going to like the second half. So yeah, 7 out of 10.